Hey there, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to be giving an update on my life, my finances, my quest to financial independence, and just generally my progress on the whole, and explain why I'll probably be going dark for the next 2 weeks or so. So, as I've kind of been mentioning, I'm in the middle of sort of a life transition at the moment, and I'm about a week out from leaving to go down to get married. So, super exciting. I'm going to be taking 2 weeks off for that. So, that's sort of where the logistics of my finances are at the moment. And to be honest, I haven't really been focused on financial growth or accelerated financial independence at the moment. But I'm kind of going to give you an idea of how I plan to deal with this period and then my hopes for coming out of this period. Because at least for myself, I've noticed that it's not so much these periods of transition, be they positive or negative, or trauma. It's just, and by trauma, I don't mean a bad thing. It's just something, significant that's happened. So my problem hasn't been so much with those periods as it has been in recovering from those periods, be they, again, positive or not so positive. In this case, very positive. So I'm going to try to say kind of where my head is going into this sort of situation financially, and then what I hope to do during this period, and then how I hope to come out of this period financially. So leading up to sort of the finances of planning this event, it's not been easy because I have there's a big difference between what I want and what I feel like is right and good to spend money on. And those two, sort of the disparity between those two things has been the biggest source of my, say stress, but significantly the biggest source of stress. So finances, as usual, are kind of the culprit. And the way I've kind of been dealing with that is just by communicating, kind of talking through and listening to what's going on, especially with my partner. I've found that 90% of communication is nonverbal. And that's a big thing that I've learned, just sort of as a human. Sometimes you can say one thing and you can think one thing, but how you act is another thing. And for myself, I know that's true. I know that I can be saying one thing, especially financially, but how I act is a different story. So that's been a huge lesson for me, to learn. On the other hand, something really exciting that I've learned is, I know that combined together, the two of us have more potential together than separately, which is very exciting and something I always kind of felt in my heart even before I met him. And now I kind of feel like that's true. It's requiring so much from both of us to adjust, because we're not young people. we're not getting married young. We both have our ways of doing things, and we're adjusting, and it's a wonderful process that is not without sort of growth and challenges and adjustment periods. So that's how I am going into it. And someone asked if I would feel comfortable doing a couples finances or talking about finances with your couple and as a couple. And I'm like, sure, I would do that by myself, because he frankly doesn't have interest in that. He kind of comes at finance from the level, he's extraordinarily gifted mathematically. And I think he kind of is just, I don't say it this way, he doesn't have time for personal finance stuff. He's a little bit much higher level than I am. I'm sort of the down and dirty, granular kind of kid, and he's like the high level math genius. So I'm happy to ask him questions and see kind of what his feedback is, but that's not his jam so much. So that's kind of how I am going into this period and how I feel, again, going into it. What I would like to achieve during this transition period, obviously, is to come out on the other end a married person, part of the couple, no longer single. So that's super exciting. And I know for me, this has been the single most significant thing that I've ever done. Forget getting rid of my credit card debt or increasing my income or anything like that. For me, the type of person that I am, it just took so much to get to a point where I could be part of a relationship that makes me feel this way. So hugely proud of myself for that. that said, I also don't want to forget where I've come from and all the work that I did to get to this point. So my goals going into this and coming out of it on the other side are threefold. Number one, just to enjoy the experience. And the type of person that I am also, I'm not really someone that dwells in the moment or enjoys the moment easily. That's something that I'm working on learning, is kind of relaxing and enjoying life more. And being present in the moment and not stressing. So that is a learning experience for me. So the second thing, aside from enjoying the experience, is to keep track of everything, and specifically in regards to spending, because I know that, again, based on my history, whenever sort of big situations come up, transition times, I have a tendency to overspend and just to not care. And I'm like, well, if this part of the budget doesn't work, then the whole thing is just blown and forget it. Let's go out and, spend on everything. So that is something I'm trying to be very, very mindful of. And I don't want to roll my eyes at myself. I want to be very honest and transparent and take the lessons that I've learned over my past 30 plus years of life and say, going forward, I want to take this knowledge, and that knowledge is, even if doesn't feel the best, just keep tracking, because tracking is the first step to clarity, and clarity leads to better decisions. So that's number two. And thing number three is to make a plan and do my best to execute it for coming out of this situation. And it's funny because I feel like very little ever goes to plan. That saying that we plan and God laughs, I've certainly seen that to come true, but I've also seen the benefits of planning and making a good, sound, solid financial plan, even if it doesn't end up coming perfectly to fruition. It will almost never come perfectly to fruition, but the goal is to have a plan anyway. So that's something that I keep trying to give myself pep talks to, just to keep planning, even though I am uncertain about a plan, or B, the plan's not what I like. So those are my three goals. And I think going into that, this is the largest amount of clarity and direction that I've ever had going into a transitional situation before, which is great. And I'm proud of myself for that. On the other hand, again, there are things that I know I can't estimate, that I can't plan for. So I'm just going to kind of try to do my best there and keep rolling with it. And I will see you on the other side. So thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you. I hope you'll keep watching when I'm back. You would please leave this video a like, comment, thumbs up. It would really mean a lot and help me keep this channel going while I'm taking some time off. I could pre-film, but I doubt I'll have time for that. So you guys will see in real time what's happening. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you keep watching. Bye.